All right, all right. Welcome to the Strong Side Podcast. My name's Mitchell Black, and I'm your host. And today we have an amazing episode. Today we are going to sit down with our newest coach, Mr. Nate, or as I call him, Nate Dog. We're going to have a rocking time today. You're going to get to know him, what he's all about, why he got into the fitness space, what he's learned as a coach, his journey at Strong Side, all this cool stuff. But remember, this podcast is live on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook. We encourage you to tune in. You can comment questions right now. We'll answer them as it's going on. And as always, we do not run any ads or any promotions on this podcast. We would just love a solid 5-star review. You can check it out on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere the podcasts are. Just if you like it, show some love. So we're showing some love. What's up, Mr. Nate Dog?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing today?
I am fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm pretty stinking good. It's been a really good day. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon. I feel like I've been awake for about 4 straight days, but a lot of productivity.
That's me every day.
8 days a week.
8 days a week, exactly.
Hey, so before we talk anything about fitness,
Okay.
but when we were getting ready for this deal a couple minutes ago, I asked you what you had for breakfast, and it was the weirdest breakfast I've ever heard in my life.
I don't think it's that weird.
What'd you have? Tell the people what you had.
So I had 2 chicken sandwiches, sliced chicken.
Keep going.
What else? I had some greens, like spring mix, like leaf lettuce and stuff like that.
And avocado.
Well, it was like a guacamole spread.
So you had guacamole, chicken, bread, lettuce.
And some cheese.
Yeah. And is that not weird? Somebody just comment on here.
It's the same thing as a ham sandwich. The only difference is I use chicken.
It's the same thing as a ham sandwich. Just add chicken.
Have you never had a pub sub?
Maybe not.
You need to.
I mean, it's protein, fat, and carbs. All that really matters.
That's really all that matters.
Whatever floats your boat. I like
fit and fueled. That's what we're striving for.
That's your Instagram, right?
That's one of my Instagrams. Yeah.
You have multiple.
I have 2.
I mean, I like ketchup and eggs.
I mean, so do I, but you also like potatoes and eggs.
I like ketchup on anything.
Some people just like ketchup like that.
I dated a girl one time that
all she drank was ketchup or something.
No, her roommate got her for Christmas, because she loved it so much, a gallon jug of ketchup and a gallon jug of mayonnaise, because all she would do is eat like ketchup and mayonnaise sandwiches.
You dated her?
Not after I found that out.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I was like, I can't handle that. Dude.
Yeah, that's a little much.
That's nuts. So, all right, man. So you've been coaching here for a while now, like several months, and you've been just rocking and rolling. But before all that, so yeah, you're a coach now, but I know you're super passionate. The biggest thing I would say about you is you're really, really knowledge focused, which is awesome. So what intrigued you first with like exercise, or a little bit of your story? Because I know you went to KSU and you love absorbing information, which is awesome.
I do. Yeah. So I went to KSU originally. I was supposed to go to KSU for a mathematics degree. I love anything science or mathematics based, because I tend to be a logical thinker. So like if I am gonna do something, I usually have steps to it, and like for me, things like math and science, they always made sense to me in a way that didn't make sense for other people. So like how you read a story in a book, that's how I feel about math and science. So when I was going into college, or literally like the summer before I started college, I got accepted for a mathematics degree, but I then started doing CrossFit at our good old neighbors on the other side. But from there, that's when I was like, I like this. What more is there to it? So I decided to switch my major from mathematics to exercise science, because I was like, I want to see what's more. It's still science. And then I found out there's more. There was chemistry, biology, anatomy, and physiology, stuff like that, and exercise physiology. And I enjoy the knowledge, and stuff like that makes sense to me. So understanding how the body works, understanding how we move, and how we function as human beings in nature was really cool to me. So that's what drew me into that.
Did you have like an aha moment? Like, I'll give you my aha moment is I started going down the same path, and I thought it was cool, but I didn't feel like I got like awoken in the information until I was introduced into the sliding filament theory. Mm-hmm. And the reason that was so interesting to me, so for those of you guys that don't know, sliding filament theory is how we think your muscles contract. And that's what blew my mind, is that it's how we think your muscles contract. Like, we have all this science, we have all this information, but there's no like camera in your muscles watching.
Right.
It's our best guess on a 9-step sliding filament theory of how your muscles contract. And it doesn't matter what it is, but for me, this is what I'm asking. I learned that and I was like, what else don't I know? Like, what else can I learn? This is amazing.
I would say probably my aha moment to what made me like really dive into fitness and all that would be when I first watched Rich Froning. So this is 2015. So he's already retired from individual competition by this time. But I started watching videos of Rich Froning competing in CrossFit, and I was like, the human body can do that. So that from there, I was like, I had that same moment. I was like, what else could I do? Can I do that? And from there, I was like, if he can do that, there's other people that are going to be able to do that. If other people can do that, I can do that. So for me, it's one of those things like where I was like, all right, well, I want to be able to do a little bit of everything. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best at everything, but I just figured I want to try it, see how it goes. And from there, part of me also started, doing functional fitness and that style of training because I was originally going to join the Navy, and that's why I was going to go with a mathematics degree because I was going to switch over to engineering as well. But once I found the whole functional fitness space, my whole passion and mindset changed. Because for me, I knew I wanted to be successful at something, and my plan was always be successful at whatever. Just what it was changed over time.
Yeah, I find that most things work out like if you commit to success first.
Mm-hmm.
Commit to success first, job second.
Right.
And I know it's kind of hard to hear because we're both pretty like passionate about what we do.
Correct.
And I get that all the time. People are like, "Oh, you're so passionate about what you do," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't start at a young age being like I'm going to help people.
Right.
I committed to, dude, I just want to be the best at whatever I do. Like however you define success for me, that's just leaving every day like I did as best I could.
Right.
And commit to success first, job second.
Yeah, so I'm pretty similar. I think I always knew that I wanted to do something for other people or serve people in some way, shape,
Hence
or form.
The military.
Right.
That's the ultimate. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I for me, as a kid, I was always in military programs and stuff like that. So I always thought that's the path that I was going to go. But sometimes life has a funny way of showing you that maybe there's other ways you can help people and serve people. And that's how I led into fitness.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So you graduated how long ago?
Last July of 2020. So last year.
What, mid-COVID?
Mid-COVID.
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
so I was in my second to last semester when COVID decided to shut everything down.
Did it affect well, obviously you didn't have a graduation or,
right.
You had an idea of a graduation, but like,
right.
Did it affect how you went to school?
Everything went online, all virtual. So I finished off the rest of my classes for that semester all virtually, which they were all in person. But over the summer, I was gonna have one virtual class anyways, and then the other one was gonna be in person. So all they did was take the in person one and just switch it to virtual. So it didn't really change much, other than I prefer a social interaction, like a human face-to-face interaction, or else I get really distracted because I don't like paying attention to when I can't have a conversation with someone. So if I can't have an actual face-to-face conversation with someone, I will probably blank out. Like even watching
like
movies.
Most humans.
Yeah. Like even watching movies or stuff like that. Like when I'm watching like Netflix on my phone or something, I like forget that I'm watching Netflix, get out of Netflix, go onto like Instagram or something or Facebook, and then I go from there to something else kind of thing. So if I really want to stay engaged and learn, I have to have that social interaction.
Well, a good thing that happened on your last bit and not like your first.
Yeah, I know. Poor kids my brother actually just started college last year during COVID. So during the COVID era. So he's more of a homebody anyways. So it kind of worked out for him that all his classes are basically online. But for me, it's not. Yeah.
Are you guys super different?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Like, what is he like?
He's
like really tall or something.
Yeah, yes, exactly. No, like so he's like 5'6", 5'8", somewhere in there. Yeah, so I'm not tall. I was blessed with the strength of the family.
For real, bro.
But yeah, so he's different. He prefers like staying home. He's more shy and stuff like that. I had my shy phase and everything like that, but I'm now obviously being that the job requires me to really interact with people. That's what I do, and I enjoy it and I have fun with it. But yeah, he's more of a homebody. Rarely goes out kind of thing. Like when he goes out, it's usually with the same friends. Me, I'm just like, hey, does anybody want to go out or whatever? I try to do things that I like to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Him, not so much.
So speaking about being uncomfortable, do you have any like rituals or things that you do that you do you purposely try to make yourself uncomfortable?
Do I purposely try to make myself uncomfortable? Yes, I
Like-
do actually.
Like there's no way, because I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
like dancing in front of the classes
Yeah.
and stuff like that, just for a little bit or just
Right.
making it fun, right?
Right.
Nobody's comfortable doing that the first time.
Right. No, you're never comfortable doing anything the first time. And that's how I felt with, snatches, cleans, just talking about movements that, most people are uncomfortable with, that they can relate to. But yeah, like being uncomfortable, sometimes I just tell myself, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares who's watching? What is someone's opinion of me gonna do? What is it gonna change about me? Nothing.
Have you used that to get anywhere in your life? Like, have you like used that to bring out your own personality?
Yes. I've definitely done that a lot, to get to a lot of places that I am right now, like here at this job or over at Crunch. For those that don't know, I do also personal train, outside of being a coach here at StrongSide. But so part of me, that's one thing like I struggled with is like selling or selling myself for personal training and stuff like that. And I was like,
Sounds so weird when you say that.
Yeah,
when
I
you
know.
say it like that, that's
I know.
selling myself for
but
personal training.
that's really what you're doing when you're as a personal trainer. You're selling your services. You're selling yourself. You are the service for someone. But yeah, like that's where I throw myself out there and I'm just like, look, I'm uncomfortable with coming up to people and asking people to spend money on me kind of thing. And I'm just like, it's either sink or float. So
It's all with good intention.
It's
though.
always- yeah.
That's the hard thing about it is
Yeah.
like you're
Right.
you're in a constant, because I've been there. That's what
Right.
I did. For the first 5 years, I never taught a group class. It was all
Yeah.
one-on-one training. You sit somebody down, you talk to them about how fit they are not, and believe me, they're well aware.
Right.
And then you're
And
like,
that's the tricky part. It's telling people that they're unfit without completely disrespecting them, because people are very sensitive about that subject, about you telling, like they know that they're unfit and stuff like that. People know when they have issues and problems. They don't like to be called out on them.
yeah, it's like, dude, like when you come to class, like it took me a while to figure that out. But when like people walk in the door, I'm like, we all know, like we all know that we're all trying to get better.
Exactly.
That is, I am here in a workout class today because I would like to be better than yesterday. It took me a long time to figure that out because it gets really awkward. You think that, and I'm like, no, everybody's just trying to do one more pull up, run 1 foot farther, lose 1 more pound. Everybody's just trying to get a little bit better.
Everybody wants to get better, but not everybody wants to be told they need to get better. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And a lot of people struggle with that. I know I struggle with that. I used to be more of the quiet, like what people see on me as a coach. That's really me. Like that's not me making it up. What the uncomfortable part is of that is accepting that not everybody's gonna love me, but still doing it anyways. Because at times we all want to please people and we want to make people feel good, but sometimes just being you is enough. And those that are meant to be attracted around you will stay. Will come and stay.
So what do we see? For those that are,
Okay,
if you can
if you've
describe
ever been in one of my classes,
but I haven't. Like, let's just pretend I'm watching this,
Okay.
and I've never been. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what's his class like?
All right, so my classes, let's talk. Let's use.
Let's say it this way. What do you bring to a class?
I bring a lot of energy and a lot of humor and a lot of knowledge. So to break those down a little
Sign
bit,
me up. Sounds great.
To break that down a little bit, I try to come in and I talk to everybody. I try to get to know everybody. I try to call people out like, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? I try to have those one-on-one conversations with people before class starts. Then I get them all interested. I try to do something that's going to make everybody laugh because, sometimes you have those new people in class and stuff like that. And they're just like, what is going on? And I'm just like, dude, don't worry about what's going on. You're just going to have the greatest 1 hour of your life right
I love
now.
that. Don't worry about what's going on. It's gonna be the best time of your life. That's all you need to worry about.
That's what I try to tell people. I'm like, it doesn't matter what we're doing. And, we talk about this a lot in a lot of our trainings and stuff like that. But doesn't matter what the movements are, as long as that hour is spent fulfilling something that you may have not gotten that day.
Best hour of their day.
Exactly.
Now to clarify that doesn't mean that like we're not watching form or not.
Right. And that's where the knowledge comes in. Like my job as a coach, obviously, is to make sure that you're doing everything properly and safely in a manner that will allow you to be able to do it quickly and fast. You know, that goes back to fitness. It's, trying to move large loads quickly over time.
Yeah, because the way I view it is like, what we do, the product we offer, you as a coach, that's the integrity of like who you are. But I promise you, nobody's going to come up to me and go, I got to give you some amazing feedback on Nate. He came up to me and he put his fingers on the outside of my knee, and the way that he told me to point my knees out created the best external rotation of my hips. And I was able to just really sink below that pit. No, nobody's going to say, you know what they're going to say? Right. I had a great workout. Nate was tons of energy. He corrected me on some things, and he taught me, X, Y, Z, but dude, that was fun.
Yeah. And and my goal really is for you to have fun. Obviously, we're using fitness as our tool to bring out that fun, and we want you guys to be able to keep having fun every day, and that's kind of the point of fitness, to enjoy life for X amount of years, however long, we live on this earth and everything like that. But our goal is just to make that experience, that time for that longevity, as fun as possible.
Yeah, because it like, the integrity is what we do. Like, It's like you wouldn't let somebody do pull-ups and not get their chin over the bar and then like be like, way to go.
Right.
No, you'd step in and be like, hey, we probably need to fix this. But again, that's not their takeaway. Their takeaway is the energy and the energy awesome.
And how I made them feel, how all of us coaches make our athletes feel in our class. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just define the standard and held to it. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So in a class, I can expect a whole lot of energy.
A lot of energy, some dancing, some singing.
Wow.
Like, I give you a full show. I give you a full show. I'm a triple threat. I coach, I dance, and I sing.
And we don't even have to pay extra for that. Nope. It's included.
It's included, guys. Wow. So I'll see you guys at 4:15 in like an hour.
2 hours.
2 hours.
You can show at the dance parties in an hour.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, we have full-on dance parties here. Well, I do. Ask the 5:30 from yesterday. They kind of questioned if I was insane, if I was sane. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You said you're funny.
Yeah.
Tell me a joke.
Dang, you're gonna put me on the spot like that? I'm not funny when I'm forced to be funny. I have.
It's a natural.
It's a natural flow. I just gotta ease into it, kind of thing. Plus, I don't want to say anything that my mom will. I think my mom's watching. So
hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
What do you keep? All right. So do you keep a routine? Like thinking about classes. Mm-hmm. So, for those of you guys that don't know, we really don't want our coaches coaching more than 4 classes in a row, because the energy to you just drops.
It is hard to maintain that high energy for more than, like, I would say 3 classes.
Yeah, the sweet spot I think is like 2 to 3 good ones in, out, and then have like some one-on-one clients around that and stuff. Yep. But anyways, I don't have a set routine, but I definitely have a joke routine. So if I'm throwing a joke in, it's going to be, I know when it's coming up. Do you do that? Like, oh man, right here, I'm going to insert this joke.
No, so I'm spontaneous when it comes to jokes. I know I usually read the flow of the room. Like, I have a routine for how I usually introduce things. Like, I'm like, all right, here's where a good moment for me to get everybody engaged and get everybody kind of excited here. And then I let the jokes kind of come naturally after that. So I get everybody engaged. That's really where my main focus is, and get everybody into class, start class on time, and then from there we let things happen. I do stay on like a pretty tight schedule, but you'll never realize that we're on a tight schedule.
Yeah, that's good. It's like they don't feel the urgency.
No, yeah. They don't feel the urgency, but they know that I'm inching them towards like success.
Yeah, I can see your face when you're describing it, how like it's just part of you. Like, don't you feel like you hit that home run when you execute a good class? You're like, heck yeah, dude.
Yep. It really, like, for me, I get so much energy and like so much like excitement from being able to just go out there, let a class just flow naturally, let everybody be themselves around me, and then keep them moving. It's really cool. I like it. I enjoy it. I like seeing the start to finish kind of thing. You do get tired. It does get. Some days you're like, man, I'm ready to go to bed. But there's a reward to seeing people flow and seeing people have fun.
Yeah. Man, that's cool. So you felt like I mean, it is kind of like such a euphoric high.
Yeah.
Like when the class is over. That's why we describe our coaching here as like it's a large part of it is the theatrics. Not that you're fake. It's the people want to have a good time.
Right.
You can't just like show up and send some messages on Instagram and tell them to go over there and squat.
Right.
Like I do not ever want to be that gym that explains the deadlift and tells you to go do it without ever walking you through the deadlift positions.
Correct.
At some degree. I don't care if you've been here 5 years. You should probably move an empty barbell.
Right. Yep.
What do you have like an objective or a general focus, or what are some things that you think about when you enter a class and you go, okay, because you talk about reading the room, right? I want to get this out of here. Or if I could get them to leave with this. Do you have a large scale or a high overview, or do you have like a articulate, does it come down to per person overview where you've been in scenarios and you're like, I'm going to hit a home run by doing blank?
So for me, it's typically a overall. Now, some people, it's like an overall feel, but some people will need that more individualized attention for certain goals. But typically, my thing is, 1, make sure they understand what they're doing so they can have fun. 2,
let's pause on that for a second. Make sure, notice what he said. Make sure that they understand what they're doing so they can have fun.
Right.
Like that's really big. If our clients don't understand what in the world's going on,
yep,
they're not going to have. That's why we spend so much time at the whiteboard.
Yep.
They're not going to have any. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm basically my job is to be their guide. Guide them to all the fitness and all the fun, and then make them excited for coming in. I know a lot of people look at the workouts and like, oh my God, I don't want to do this today, and they show up anyways. That my job is to make sure that because those that were skeptical for doing that workout or skeptical for whatever, come leaving being like, man, I'm glad I showed up for that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. So my overall goal is really more just confidence in oneself and taking that confidence from what they learned here and then taking it back to everything else they do.
You just want to make better humans.
I just want to make better humans.
That's powerful. Like I want you to feel better about you when you leave.
Right.
You're using exercise as a tool.
Correct.
You're creating an atmosphere and an environment for people to want to do better. You're just plugging in exercises because we don't sell bubble gum or stuff. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Actually, I had one of our members last night. While we're doing Randy, which for those that didn't do Randy, it's 75 snatches, power snatches for time. Yeah. So just wasn't making any sense to him. The movement wasn't making any sense at all. And I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Today we're just going to focus on cleans. And I told him, same move. It's very similar movement, but I was just telling him, look, I just need you to be confident. I at one point in the middle of the workout, I stopped him. I was like, put the bar down. It's okay that you don't know how this movement, it's okay that you're not perfect at this movement. It's okay that you're not doing snatches. It's okay that we chose to do cleans. Forget the workout. Forget the tool, like the bar. Just be confident in yourself. Be happy with yourself, all right? Because with that confidence comes the knowledge and skill to be able to get better.
Yeah, because the exercises are just tools, dude. Because, I mean, I talk about swimming a lot. Not that I, like, ever swam competitively, but, you know, the idea. And it's like you go to the pool and somebody teaches you how to swim. And for those of you guys who don't know what a snatch is, it's a high-skill barbell movement. That's all you need to know. Yeah. And that's literally like going to the pool, because I'm sure this person's new-ish, and being like, hey, guys, we're going to teach you how to, you know, butterfly today, which is way more complicated than a doggy paddle, or we're going to jump off the high dive. It doesn't mean that you don't need to go swimming, but this type of training is so in your face that it's not so, you know, it's not too simple, right? So it's okay to come in, and today we're not going to jump on a box. We're going to step on a box.
Yep.
Doesn't mean that we're not ever going to jump on a box. It just means today you're 3 days in as coaches like yourself. Well, maybe this movement isn't the best for you, and that's okay, but we're still learning to swim.
Yep. So that's exactly right. When it comes to working with people, I think sometimes we are so busy at thinking about what we are trying to do right that we forget that really all that matters is, how's that person feel? Is he coming out of this better? Is he coming out like we said earlier at the beginning, just a little bit better every day? And if that means you walk out of here maybe doing half the workout but you feel better about yourself, or you feel like you accomplished something, or you took a skill and that skill can later on be translated to something else to make you better at something else. Like, the power position of Satch correlates with the power jumping on a box. That same position, that same dip and jump or dip and drive is the same thing. So I always tell people that what we're doing right now has monumental of impact on other things in your life, not just your health.
Dude, for you to say that at your age and how early you are in this career, that's going to catapult you so far. When I was your age, I started younger than you, but by your age, I was 3 or 4 years into the field. I didn't think like that at all. Yeah. What I thought was fitness is so important that, I'm going to dominate this hour. I had good integrity or good intentions of what I was trying to do, but it was almost like thinking that this is the most important thing in their life. And if they don't take it as the most important thing in their life, they're failing.
Right.
Dude, what you're describing is real life. Dude, they just left a stressful job. Their 2 kids are over at cheer practice. They're trying to lose some weight. They haven't eaten all day. They're living on caffeine. They slept bad from the night before. Like real life things.
Right. I think that health overall, that's the thing. A lot of people forget that health isn't just a physical thing. It's a mental thing. It's an emotional thing. It's a spiritual thing. You've got to fill all parts. If one part is lacking, then you're not complete. And if you're not a complete human being, then you're going to start seeing that affect other areas.
Yeah, that energy is going to suppress out in something else.
Yeah.
And it's going to be probably something negative.
Right. And I'm a big, and when it comes to negativity, it's easier to be negative than it is to be positive in a negative situation. So a lot of people don't understand that or don't realize it and I have a tendency to do this too. You sometimes call me out on it where I'll make a joke about like something like, oh, well,
like Zach's beard.
Yeah. Like Zach's beard, for example.
He's one of our other coaches.
We love you, Zach. Yeah, but no. So yeah, sometimes we'll say things and it's funny, it's joking, it's all for ha-has, but at the same time, how it may come out may not also be the way it was intended to.
Yeah, and it's just positivity wins.
Yeah, positivity all the times. That's something that I definitely have been trying to do more of. This, especially within this last, I'd say year, really focusing on putting out positivity. Really focused on just being the better me and letting people see that.
Well, you've had a pretty big last year. I mean, you went from you've always been hustling. Right. I mean, that's the one thing when I met you. I mean, you joined the gym a couple of years ago, but even just as a college kid, I was like, say whatever you want. I don't know anything about this guy, but I know he's a hard worker. Right. From you're always at class early. You're always doing all the training. Okay, even forget that. You put yourself through school. You're working at Publix. You're delivering food on Instacart. I know you did some hourly work for me, at the gym just when I needed some help. I'm like, this dude is a hustler. He is just, that's awesome that he's willing to just grind and work. But you take all that work, look at what you've done the last year. What has this last year been like? You went from graduated, well, not even a year, let's call it, 9 months or something like that.
Right.
Graduated college, started working at Crunch, which is, for anybody who doesn't know what Crunch Fitness is, it's like a smaller model Globo gym where Nate also does some one-on-one training. And we allow our coaches to do that as long as it's not a direct conflict. And he's awesome, coaches up the road, and he's got some great people. And then he also coaches here. And you've made some giant leaps and bounds.
Yep.
To what's this been like?
It's been fun. It's been stressful.
Yeah.
Every little step, you're trying to be better. The thing is, you want to push yourself so you can get to where you're going to. Everybody's trying to climb their mountain. Some people are just trying to do it really fast. But it doesn't matter how fast or slow you're going to do it, because there's always going to be things in the way. There's always going to be that stress. There's always going to be things. Really what it is learning to be patient with the process and just keep grinding hard, because one day that all that work you're doing is going to pay off, whether that be in relationships, whether that be in your business, whether that be in whatever. The real focus, like I said, is to be successful. And if I'm not going to be successful in everything that I do, what's the point? Yeah.
What are some things you've learned over this last year? Whether it's communicating with people, right, or just,
So communicating with people, I'd say, was one of the biggest things. Not even just communicating with people, but more of just being open with people. So not just being reserved or distrusting of people and stuff like that, but really just understanding people, not trying to always be right. One of my biggest problems is I thought like an athlete when I was straight competing, or just trying to straight compete, get through college and then just try to compete. So I was in a more selfish area in my life. So now I'm in an area where I'm more open to people. I'm trying to understand people, because I do know that people think differently than me, but I at times forget that and forget that everybody's allowed their own opinion, and I need to respect everybody else's differences in opinions, because not everybody came or grew up like I did, or I didn't grow up like they did, and stuff like that. So I'm just really being more of an accepting people in their place where they are, and trying to understand more, and just being there, trying to be a friend or shoulder to cry on, whatever someone needs. And sometimes you do your best and it works, sometimes it doesn't, but either way, you just keep moving forward and hoping that everybody you meet will have a better outlook, whether that means they had to cut off friendships with you or something like that, but like just in general, just hoping that there is a better spot for them because they met you, whether they learned something new from you or you just made their life better.
That's deep, dude. Understanding people is hard.
It's hard, and I'm still trying to understand people. I'm not saying that I'm perfect at it. By no means am I a perfect person, but I'm trying my best to be better, and hoping that by me being better, it allows others to get motivated to be a little bit better.
Yeah, that's like leadership through empowerment.
Yeah. That's
awesome, dude. So do you have an idea, a rough scope of what you want to do in the next year?
In the next year? Hopefully, that's a good question. In the next year,
or maybe you're just hustling the grind right now.
Right now, I'm kind of like you, where commit to the process and figure it out later, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So right now, the goal is just be a better coach and see where that takes me.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate everything you're doing here. Here's rock and roll. I think you said some very powerful things, and you got some serious love on this Facebook chat over here.
Yeah, I see. Love you too, Debbie.
Who's Debbie?
That is my aunt.
She is
blowing it up. I know. That's the Puerto Rican.
Way to go, Debbie.
That's cool, love you.
All right, man. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. We'd appreciate that 5-star. You can find this on Apple Music or Spotify, really anywhere podcasts are, and we will see you next week.